Hello, everybody. I got a little more serious thing to talk about today. Oh, I have so many stories. So many stories. I've been told I should write a book, and I probably could, but it's been mentally taxing to write everything down because I've started a couple of times. But, okay, I'll start with some good news though. You can see I don't have teeth right now. I'm on my way to the dentist. Today I did step 2 out of 5 of getting dentures. So step 5, I will have a nice pearly white smile again. So most people can't really tell because I have a small mouth. They're like, yeah, you don't have teeth. I can't tell. So I'm like, bless the small mouth. Anyway, so I've been wanting to do this video for a while. And I'm finally getting down to doing it. There are 4 times that I can think of that God spoke to me or sent me some kind of message that I just know had to be from Him, because, I mean, the chances of it being anything else are very slim. So, first one, I think I was 11, and I was in therapy, and I'm actually Facebook friends with that therapist still. After I grew up, I found her on Facebook. She was amazing, absolutely amazing. Amazing person. She's a Christian too, like I am, so we have that in common too. But anyway, she might remember this too. So one day I was in a therapy session, talking about my rotten childhood, and we were sitting on the floor playing a board game. I think the thoughts and feelings game or something. Just pretty much a way to get people to open up about their life and stuff. So anyway, we were sitting on the floor playing this game, and I wasn't upset or anything. I was just I kind of stayed kind of in a down mood. What does this dog have? What? You found a pizza crust? Where did you find that? I got pause. I couldn't let him have it because it had garlic on it. My son and I like garlic crusts. Anyway, I gave him something he can have. So, it's not his fault he got somehow out of the trash can. Anyway, another thing is my fan. If it's too loud, I'm sorry. I like having my fan on. I don't like dead silence. So, I gotta have my background white noise. So. Okay, back to the story. Therapy. I was kind of always, I think, depressed because of everything that I had gone through by then. But I was already a believer in God. Always have been. That's another video. But I knew about God, and I firmly believed not only that He exists, but that He's on my side. So, in my roller coaster life, God has been my seatbelt. So, anyway, so I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear this tapping sound, kind of like a typewriter, and like clackety clackety clack, and I was like, what? It's coming from up there. I looked up, and there was a vent in the ceiling, probably to blow AC, and I believe this was summertime, and I was like, what in the world? All of a sudden I saw this little piece of paper coming out, and it's just the tiniest little piece, and it fluttered down, and it landed right next to me, right by my leg on the floor, and I picked it up and looked at it, and I just started laughing, and I showed it to my therapist. It was a smiley face, just a little smiley face on the piece of paper, so it was literally from above. It came out of the ceiling. So now somebody might have drawn on it, put it in the vent, and sent it, whoever gets it, good for them, sort of thing. But it came to me. God can use people to get your message, His message to you too. So that was the first time. My first experience. And I wish I'd kept that piece of paper, but I didn't. Anyway, the next time I was 17, been through a lot more stuff. Not nearly as bad as the first years, but a lot. And I was 17 and I was in a group home, and I was sleeping, and I suddenly had this. I saw this like swirling stuff in the blackness, like swirling colors, like really psychedelic, like what meds did they give me, sort of thing. And I guess I could more feel than hear, like a humming or whatever, and it's like, and then I heard a male voice, and he said simply, "I am the Spirit of the Lord of the heavens and the earth and the moon and the stars. Without him, there is nothing." I woke up, like, I was like, I gotta write that down, and I did. I wrote it right on the front of my folder I had. Didn't keep that either, but I kept it up here. I'll say it again without getting almost interrupted. My son. "I am the Spirit of the Lord of the heavens and the earth and the moon and the stars. Without him, there is nothing." And it's amazing. I was just amazing. And I was honored. So that's 2. The next one was scary. Okay, because it was a warning. But I got in. I was sleeping, and I actually, literally had a dream. You see, I was living in sin. I was living with a man I wasn't married to. Eventually, we did have a child. Not this one, my other one, who's 19 now. But anyway, I was living with him, even though I knew better. I was like, well, we're not married, but we're engaged. It's just close enough, right? No, it's not close enough. But anyway, I always had it on my mind, like, I shouldn't be here. This is all wrong. But I was kind of like an autopilot, I guess. So anyway, one day I was having a dream that I was, of all places, New York City, or some busy place. I assume it was New York. And all of a sudden, the people started going up into the air, like floating up, and like I could see through the buildings. Like they basically disappeared except for the one I was standing next to, and I could see all the, I guess it was souls, Christian souls, going up into the sky. And I heard a man's voice coming from heaven, God, and he was singing, "Come home, my children, come home to me. It's time to come home now." And they were all singing back, "We're coming home, Lord, we're coming home to you." It wasn't like a song, but kind of like sing speak, I think it's called. It was beautiful, but I was grounded, literally. I'm afraid of heights, but man, I wanted up there, and I was jumping and trying to jump in the air and like to join them, and I was panicking, and I was like, I want to go too. Don't leave me here. And then everybody went into heaven, and I saw nothing, heard nothing, and right when I really started to despair, yes.
What? I'm listening.
Oh, right when I really started to despair, I heard God speak to me. He said, "Jessica, this is not the real thing, but one day it will be, and you need to change your ways." And I was like, I gotta get out of this situation somehow. Living with Jamie's dad.
Oh yeah, that was from a while ago.
A long time ago.
I got scared.
Not now. No, we're good now. He's shutting the door. Okay. So, anyway, that's why you start at the beginning of the video and listen to the whole thing. Anyway, I woke up and I was like, okay, I took that as serious. It was serious, but I couldn't just like up and leave because I don't think I would have had anywhere to go, and it's a little more complicated than just saying, okay, bye. God said I have to leave now, so bye. You know, um, so I'm still living in sin, but I'm more bothered by it more and more as I go along, and kind of thinking, how am I going to do this, and how am I going to just leave? He didn't know about the dream. So one day we were walking along, and we were homeless by this point, I believe. So he couldn't stop taking people and letting his friends stay with us, and the apartment complex didn't like that, so they kicked everybody out. So I was allowed because I was the girlfriend, but anyway, that's what happened there. Big heart, he didn't want his friends in the cold, so anyway, so we were walking along the side of the road and had kind of tall weeds, and it's kind of probably heading out towards the country. I don't know where we were walking to, just walking, and I was walking behind him, and like wherever he stepped down some tall grass, I would step in that same spot next, so because I didn't want, I was afraid snakes would come out after me or something, but I was literally walking in his footsteps. And then I saw a little piece of paper. Here we go again with the paper. And just randomly a little piece of paper folded up. And I was like, oh, what's this? And I bent down and I picked it up. And I unfolded it. And I was like, it said one word on it. It said change. I'm like, this must have come from a receipt, but it's one word, neatly centered in the piece of paper. Like it was cut around it, or perfectly torn around the word, and it just said change. Change your lifestyle, change your ways. Yes, sir, Lord, I'll figure this out. And through outside forces, we did end up, being separated, and once I got away from the situation, I kind of realized maybe I wasn't that into him. I was when I was up close to the situation, but as I, backed away from, I saw the big picture, and yeah. So after a while, I stopped waiting for him to send for me, because I ended up going to Florida, and he stayed in Michigan, and I was waiting for him to, send for me and whatever. And, the funny thing is, I just remembered this. When I was at the bus station getting ready to get on the bus to go to Florida, we hugged and whatever and said goodbye, and I sat down. I was about 3 months along. I sat down on a bench to wait for my bus, and a man came up to me, and he said, he's not sending for you. Go away. Of course he is. No, he's not going to send for you. I'm telling you right now. He was right. He was right. It's the second time I've had a message like that from somebody, by the way, that I was waiting for a guy, and he came along and said, he's not coming. So, God's always sent somebody, really. But either he directly talked to me, or send me a note, or send somebody to either talk to me or take care of me. There's always